Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have not recorded anything in a while, which I apologise for. I was just away and thought I would seize the opportunity to just relax a little bit and get away from it all. So I am back today with a teaching video. I have noticed that loads of people have found out their placement for their training year, which is so exciting. So I thought I would gather some tips today of things to do when you first find out about your placement school. So the first thing I would do the moment you find out the name of your placement school is research. Google them. Go on their website and have a look at all of their policies. The most important policies I would say are their behaviour policy. Safeguarding is just always a must to be familiar with. I would also go with pupil premium, EAL, which stands for English as an Additional Language if you didn't know. PP stands for pupil premium, and SCND. There may be other policies that are of a significant importance to your school, then obviously look at those as well. What you would do with this information, and when you read them, for example, the safeguarding or the behaviour could be up to 25 pages long or even longer. So what I would do is look by the subheadings and 1 or 2 bullet points max, take down the main points that they make and also the things that you will have to apply most in your practice. So in the behaviour policy, what are the sanctions and rewards that they offer? So let's just take a random example. For sanctions, they might do 3 warnings and then 2 minutes out of the classroom, and then afterwards they might do time in another class, or they might have to write up the golden rules. I don't know, I'm making this up. But those are the things that you will apply constantly in your practice because you want the pupils to see you as an equal member of staff. So you would write those bullet points down, and those are the things that are of most importance. You don't have to write whole sentences. If you want to, you don't even have to write these down, but they are important for you to remember. Same goes with rewards, same goes with what you would have to do to write reports. If there was quite a significant incident that happened, they might have a different process of recording that event than, let's say, another school. Some might involve SLT straight away, especially if they're a small school. Others might have to do some paperwork, refer it to another member of staff, and then that member of staff will refer them to SLT. If it continues, it really depends. So be wary of those things. Safeguarding, these will normally tend to be a bit more consistent through schools because, you know, children's safety is paramount and that should never change according to the school. EAL, PP and SCND, these will really depend on how many of these children they have in the school. So in my main placement, I actually had a very, very low percentage of EAL students, whereas in the second placement that I had, which was also my old primary school, at least 50%, if not more, were EAL. So their policies did vary, and the second obviously put a bigger emphasis on making sure that teachers were confident with catering to EAL students, that there was more support in place, that kind of thing. Knowing the profile of the pupils is really important, and I will go on to that as my second point. The second point is to talk with your mentor. The moment you find out your school, you often have a linked person that you can talk to who will be your mentor. So when I found out my placement, they said, you're going to X school and Y will be your mentor. Here is her email address, and obviously I emailed her straight away before even ever meeting her face to face. There are different things that you can ask. You might want to wait till it's face to face. That's completely up to you. But one of the first things that I would ask them is about your class profile. And these are called different things: your class profile, your pupil profiles, just basically getting to know the children in your class. There might be some that, I don't know, say you're in Key Stage 2 and they may be at Key Stage 1 reading and writing ability. That's really important to know. There may be some that are greater depth but way beyond their years, who you will have to constantly find challenges for. They're important to know about too. Basically, and you can't have an individual profile for every single child, but those that may need specific differentiation or behaviour-wise, if they're one to look out for, or if they say, get these children straight away on your side because that will help awfully with the behaviour management of the class, then those are all really important things to know. Another thing about talking with your mentor is just asking what their expectations are of you. So I know that my SCITT encouraged each of us to go at our own pace. They said you could start teaching from day 3 if you wanted to, or spend that first week teaching and then later on go into it steadily, start planning and delivering a lesson or 2. But it really depends per person. However, your mentor, especially if they're experienced, they might say, okay, well, I think, in my professional opinion, it would be best for you to observe this lesson or observe this intervention because there are a few children who would benefit from this intervention, which is something you could run. Or I think that we are starting a new topic of I've read in your profile that that's something that you're really interested in. I think maybe you should run a few of those, that kind of thing. They might not have any expectations of you and they might be learning alongside you. Neither of my mentors had previous experience mentoring, but it's just kind of straight away addressing that topic because you don't want to suddenly have surprises thrown at you and you don't want to get overwhelmed. Just talk to them. It's absolutely fine. The third thing I would do is CPD. Now, CPD is a very commonly used abbreviation in the teaching education world, and it stands for Continuous Professional Development. Now, this is really important just to make sure your knowledge is up to date, to make sure that you're continuing to reflect on your practice and be the best teacher you can be. Now, if you did the things that I said in step 1, where you have looked at the policies of the school, you have maybe found key features of the school, let's say high quantities of pupil premium children or high quantities of EAL children, or maybe it's an SEND school and you might need to refresh your memory on different types of special educational needs and how to support them. Do some CPD on this because even in mainstream schools, if you don't go to an SEND school, for example, you will experience at least some point in your career children maybe with autism or dyslexia, and if you just kind of know those names without knowing what behaviours they might exhibit, what they might need support with, then you'll end up doing that last minute when you finally meet the child and it might be really stressful. So just do this to, increase your knowledge, and actually you might find that it will help you become a better teacher even during your training year. Linked to CPD, and I say this is like my 4th thing, is when you finally go to your school, when you finally meet the staff, try and find out who the subject leaders are for every single subject. Whether you are confident in that subject or not, it's always good to know who's in charge of who. My mentor was the English lead and the RE lead, but I did previously, when I was planning science lessons, go to the science lead, and alongside my mentor I did say to her, what do you think of this? Is this covering the scientific skills that you want the children to learn? And she gave me feedback and I acted upon that even before delivering the lesson. So you are reflecting before you've even done things. And I think if there's a subject that you're not comfortable with, do some CPD on this. I know that TESS, NASBIT, they have some good courses. And then when you get to the school, make sure you're regularly in contact with those subject leads. So I sadly didn't have the opportunity to teach geography in my teacher training year, so I have done some CPD on it, and in my NQT year I will make sure to find out who the geography lead is so that when I do have to deliver a course I can check my lesson plan with them, see if they've got any pointers to give to me, see if they can direct me towards some useful resources, because they might already have some resources that they made as part of their subject lead position that they could just give to you and it would save you time. So all of these different things you can do when you first find out your placement. So quick summary, if you made it this far, well done. So first of all, read the policies that are available on your school website, and also, just have a browse. See the members of staff, sometimes they have pictures on and they say who's in what year. It's always nice to get to know your colleagues ahead of time. The second thing is to talk to your mentor. Ask them about the class that you will be teaching. Ask them about maybe difficulties or things that you should know about, or specific children that might need extra support. And ask them about what their expectations are. I will, however, be doing a video on more specific things that you can talk to your mentor about when you first meet them. So those are just 2 bullet points, but I will go into more detail later on. The third thing is to do CPD, address things that you think are maybe your weakness or that you're not very confident with. And fourthly, find out who your subject leaders are and get to know the staff around you, because in your training year, they have all been there, they sympathise with you, and they really want to help you. And you know, at the end of the day, it's all about children, so they want to help you give the children the best lesson that you can, and so they make the most progress. So, nice quick video. I hope this is useful for you. If you have just found your placement, let me know in the comments below, because I just think it's such an exciting time, and I think you should share that excitement with others. Also, I am very close to 500 subscribers, which, I don't know, it's just exciting, it's a nice number. So if you are interested in teaching content, if you found this video useful, go check out some of my others, and please consider staying along for the journey and for more tips. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and please go and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon. Bye!